Hey, welcome back, guys. Today we're going to discuss about the medals. The medals did dramatically change in the last update, so you're going to notice smaller medals in the tournaments because right now most people can't get that many medals. So the league records are going to be changing. The amount of medals that you are going to need to win the tournaments are going to be changing roughly. So things have been changing dramatically with the medals. We have a theory that has been brought to us by some of the players. And they say that lower trophy level players, so we have 2,500 trophies here, I'm typically around 3,000 trophies. Lower trophy players will get more medals from attacking, the higher ranking players. So they say it's a lot harder for someone in the 3,000s, 3,500 to get medals. We'll see here. This is all right now I haven't seen. So he's giving 139 medals, roughly the same as when I was around 3,000 trophies. So no real change there. He's giving 109 medals, so roughly the same, no real change there. 129 for Pete's, no real change. So it doesn't appear that lowering your trophies has an effect on the medals. I do want to go a little bit lower in the trophy, leaderboards to try and see. But you can see here, most of my medals are roughly the same. They're staying in the 100 to 200 range, and that's been pretty common for what I've been doing, rating in the last couple days. I think his medal actually just went up 1 point. I will have to go back and check on the video, but I think he was just at 139. I think he just went up 1 medal. So if he did, it brings an interesting point, is that the medals now also appear to slowly go up over time. So if you don't attack for some time, it appears that the medals do increase, just like the loot increases as well. So there's appearing to be a maximum medal per character, and then after you attack them, it drops like normal. When you attack the people, you will drop down their medal values by about 10 points or so if you get 100%. And then it appears that after some amount of time that their medal counts will rise back up to their maximum medal counts. So it's very, very interesting. We'll go ahead and attack this player here and see what we can get in the Chamber of Fortune. We do need to get some medals because, as you saw in the tournament leaderboard, we're only ahead first place by 600, 700 medals, and our tournament ends in about 4 hours. So we do want to try and win that tournament. It's still the same kind of tournament strategy of making sure that you play a lot during the last 2 hours. So then you know exactly how many medals that you need to have to win the tournament. And I've talked about this in another video where you have to be active in the last 2 hours or so, and then play a lot right then and there, so you know exactly how many medals you need. But say you want the tournament to end in 6 Pacific Standard Time wherever you live, you can actually manipulate the tournaments to start whenever you want them to and end whenever you want them to by not logging in and not collecting the reward from the last tournament until you're ready to start the next one. So after the tournament ends, it will say, congratulations, you've won, first place or second place. And if you don't want to start your next tournament right then and there, say for some reason it's like 3 in the morning and you're like, oh, I'm just going to go check my thing, and, all of the tournament ended, don't collect it right there, because that means you will be placed in a tournament that ends always at 3 a.m. because you're starting the tournament at 3 a.m. So that's a little known feature that has a big influence on the opponents that you face, and then also the amount of medals that those opponents get. Because there are certain times in the day that there are less players actively playing that are easier, and then there's the peak time. It does vary from region to region, but one of the form posters, Shyong, I believe, he won like 6 or 7 diamond tournaments in a row, and every time he won them, it was mainly because he was fighting against players that never got more than 10,000 medals. They were, they didn't know how to win the tournaments. So unfortunately, we died right there. Mistakes on my part. I should have healed up some more. So you'll see maybe the medals will go up since we didn't defeat him 100%. Because it's just like the old system where you can actually make the medals go up if you don't do so well against the opponent. So if you go in and attack the person and then retreats, the medals will go up. So it was going to give us 140. We took 89 from him last raid. So now it dropped down 5 medals. We'll go ahead and show you exactly what I'm talking about the dying and retreating type thing. So we'll attack him, and then we'll just back out and retreat. So go ahead and retreat. So he defeats us. We lose some trophies. We gain no medals. But now when we go back into him, he should be giving us a little bit more medals now. So he was giving us 135 the last fight. So now he should probably give us like 140 or 145 or so. You can see it jumped way back up to 151 medals. And that's because it's a ranking system of where if you do well against the opponent, it goes down slowly. And then now with the new system, it also raises back up over time. If we go back in and attack him again and then also retreat and lose again, it should also go up again. There might be a maximum where you can actually, max it out and it won't go up anymore. So we will test this out a couple times to see. So go ahead and actually kill that this time. And for killing the one thing, we should actually get a couple medals. We'll get a little bit of gold. So there are still ways to manipulate the system and gain a lot of medals really quickly using all your Facebook friends. You just have to be a little bit smarter rather than just spamming open bases. So now he jumped up to 163 medals. So again, we'll go in and attack him, and then this time we'll actually fight him, and hopefully 100% him. Hopefully I don't die and do something stupid. But we will attack him. We're going to try and defeat him 100% to get all the medals, and then we'll see what his medal drops down to now. Because it's a give and take. Every time you defeat him, the medals will go down, and every time he defeats you, the medals will go up. Or if you do a good job, like do 60% of his base, the medals will typically go down very, very slightly. Like in my first raid where I died at the castle gate, the medals went down by 5 points. So you may also notice that the hero appears to be a little bit slower. But it's also, I think, due to the fact that the Frosters got a very, very big update. It was like a sneaky update, and I'll talk about that in another video. But the Frosters received a huge power boost, in my opinion. Their slow ability slows for a lot longer now than it used to. And it also appears like they actually attack a little bit faster. So those are, noticeable changes that weren't highlighted at all. Because I want to do a video with Frosters and Pyromancers, and I will be uploading that shortly. But I want to say that the Froster got an increase in attack speed. The duration of their slow also increased. And then they also got a level upgrade to level 8 maximum. The level 8 maximum, not many players are going to have because they didn't upgrade the Frosters because, quite frankly, they sucked before the update. Now they're actually becoming a usable unit. So this time we're going to 100% him. You can see I didn't really make any mistakes. More cautious this time. Actually, we are not going to 100% and we're going to lose again. It's sad. It's very, very sad. So this is going to be like my epic fails video where I lose every fight. So horrible. We still end up getting 119 medals, which is not too bad. So his medal count will drop down some. So again, that was my fault for going to attack the skull tower and the other arrow tower more, and just kind of like leaving. So his medal count really didn't go down hardly at all. It stayed roughly the same at 152. Alright, so this time, hopefully, I can get to 100%. I mean, I normally beat him 100%, so this is pretty embarrassing right here. The epic fails. So again, it goes to show you that you actually do have to focus. You do have to, you know, think about what units you're summoning. Think about where you're using your spells, the placement of them. You know, there's a lot more strategy now involved in the game. It's not just like, oh, I can walk through all the bases with ease. They made things a lot harder. So I know a lot of people don't like the changes because it's more difficult, harder to get money per se. But things will even out. The loot system will change and adjust accordingly. Give it some time. So if you are having a rough time attacking, you know, the old people that you used to defeat constantly, it's okay. The game will adjust and adjust your awards and medals and loot for you slowly over time. You will get more loot from them. You will get more medals. You will get more, you know, trophies. It's just, this is a fairly big change that happened in the update with the medals, and then the balancing tweaks on the units and the spells. We haven't seen any directly changes on the spells yet, but there probably are some hidden tweaks here and there that are really unnoticeable. So this time we should be able to do it. I hope I don't jinx myself. We're actually not going to bother for 100%. We're going to just stay in the corner over here so the other towers don't kill us. And then, you know, go for the 98% or whatever it is that we're going to get. So we left 2 towers alive, but it's better than actually failing again. So we got 97%, 146 medals. I don't know if that... Oh, yeah. I was wondering, because I thought it said 150, but we didn't get 100%, so we don't get all the medals. Oh, cool. So we actually got a ring. Not worth too much, and I don't need it, so it's sell. Another interesting fact is that you must have an open inventory spot in your inventory to get the items here. So make sure that you don't have 25 hero items on you. Because if you do, you'll be forced to buy an extra item spot for 20 gems or 50 gems to get that item. So make sure that your hero is not full on inventory. So here you can see your inventory. I'm 14 of 25. Make sure that you are not 25 of 25. If you are, sell some of your junky items to make sure that you have at least one free space. Because it would suck to see a really good item in there and get it, and then you have to pay 20 or 50 gems, and you don't have those gems, and then you can't get that item. That would really, really suck. Some players have received some golden items from the Chamber of Fortune, so you can get some really legendary items, some epic items in there. So yeah, so it's a really, really cool free way to get gear. So we'll take one quick look at the medals. So he has now dropped down to 135 again, which isn't too big of a drop. He dropped down like 15 or so.